Welcome to the Fermented Homestead. If you're new here, my name's Anna, and on this channel, I'm sharing our journey of learning how to turn our home into a homestead. Today, I am bringing you along and kind of giving you a sneak peek of some of the projects that I have coming up, as well as a bunch of neat little things that I ended up acquiring for fermenting and just all kinds of things that are coming up in the near future here. My husband and I both have this week off from work for the most part. He worked today, but other than that, we have the whole week off, and I wanted to go ahead and get a bunch of things lined up that I can do a bunch of different projects, some ferments, and just some neat stuff that I'm going to share with you. Also just kind of a sneak peek of some of the projects that are coming up here on the Fermented Homestead. Tomorrow, which is today when I'm posting this video, is election day. And I don't really care to deal with all the drama and anything that's going on with that other than just kind of keeping informed. But I don't really care to really go anywhere. So I went ahead and just picked up some projects that I'm going to get started here over the next few days. And I wanted to give you guys, it's kind of a bit of a shopping haul, but also just some cool stuff that's going on. So we're going to get started. I ended up going to Safeway, Costco, and then obviously Amazon, and picked up some stuff, and I'm just going to kind of share with you, and as well as the projects that I'm going to be doing with all of these things. So let's move all this Amazon stuff out of the way because that stuff comes last. I am keto carnivore-ish kind of area. I generally tend to consume very heavy meat as well as fermented vegetables, and that's kind of my sweet spot where I like to stick with. I ended up getting a recipe for what is called to be pretty much the best like keto cheesecake that there is. And so I'm gonna try that coming up. So as well as a bunch of other different kinds of projects. I have a bunch of cream cheese in the fridge. I picked up some heavy cream, and these are just gonna go mostly in the freezer, and I'm gonna pull them out for any kind of projects that I might have coming up. And then not keto whatsoever, but some stuff that my husband will probably enjoy. I got some crescent rolls and some crescent roll dough sheets. And I'm gonna do a bunch of fun projects for him, just some stuff that he might enjoy eating. And then also I ended up getting a bunch of different kinds of teas. These were on sale, and I like teas, especially kind of the more relaxing type of teas towards the evening. I just like to drink them every once in a while, especially when I'm just kind of trying to chill in the evening. I have some anxiety issues, and so teas oftentimes will help me just to kind of calm down. So I got a couple of yogi ones. I got some honey lavender stress relief, some bedtime, and some sweet tangerine positive energy. I like teas that have really strong flavor, and it's very difficult to find it. Like a really strong chai or like an orange cinnamon kind of thing, I really, really enjoy it. The only kind that I've ever been able to find is, shucks, it's like a cinnamon orange kind of, it's such a strong, I'll link it down below. If you really like a strong kind of sweet cinnamon orange tea that actually has flavor to it. It's not just like kind of muddy water. I'll link that down below. It's like Pike Market or something like that. I can't remember the name of it, but I'll link it down below if you guys are interested in that. Because that I can't vouch for any of these teas. I haven't tasted them yet. But that tea, I have not been able to find it anywhere, but I have to drive like half an hour to get it, and I'm not going to do that. So I didn't get it. So, and then we also got the Tazo brand, a wild sweet orange. This one's okay. It's not super strong, but it's pretty good. As far as like, not over the counter, but you know what I mean. Just regular teas, it's pretty good. And then this organic chai, this one's pretty good. I don't know if it's pretty good, but it looks pretty good. We'll see. And then also an orange baked cinnamon apple. That one seems pretty good. And then I also got some pie crusts. We have a bunch of canned fruits and things like that in our pantry. And so I'm probably just gonna be making some pies for Robert, or maybe some like chicken pot pie or something like that. I'm just gonna throw these straight into the freezer and just deal with them later on. Okay, and then I also got a bunch of avocados, just because I love avocados and they're delicious. And I'm probably gonna be doing a fermented avocado recipe coming up here. I've never tried it, but it should be pretty good. And these ones are super unripe, so I think these ones are actually perfect for the fermented avocado recipe. So I'm gonna give those a try, probably coming up here in the next day or two. And then also, something I'm pretty excited about, I'm hoping to be able to do a sauerkraut fermenting recipe. It's going to be pretty similar to the sweet and sour ferment, one of my original videos that I did. I'll go ahead and link that video up here, but it's going to be similar, but with a twist. I'm going to add in some red cabbage to it and some red onions as well. So it'll kind of have like the sweetness, but it'll also have a little bit of kind of the bite of the red onions and the red cabbage. But I'm going to make a big batch of sauerkraut in one of my new fermenting crocks. So I'm pretty stoked about that one. I've never actually fermented anything but corn in there. I've never done sauerkraut or anything like that. Pretty excited. So I'm gonna do a video for you guys on fermenting in crocks. So that should be pretty exciting as well. And then I got 3 pineapples. These ones I'm gonna do a couple different things with. I'm gonna do some actual fermented pineapple, and then I'm also gonna do pickled pineapple. If y'all never had pickled pineapple, oh my gosh, I have it canned in my pantry over there. It is one of the better vinegar pickled things that I've ever had. Next to, it's probably right up there with pickled mango. What was that called? Barong manga. I pickled some of that, and that one's amazing too. So it's right up there with that. They're just amazing and delicious. And it's not just the projects that we're working on. I also want to have some, some good stuff around the house to have just to kind of help to pass the time. If anything does happen, who knows what's going to happen. But if anything does happen, we want to make sure that we have a few creature comforts around here that we can actually keep ourselves content with. So I really like, if you've never had it, this Zevia pop here, it is so good. I really enjoy it. So I got a bunch. I actually got 2 of each. I got some black cherry, and I got some lemon lime twist. This stuff's right up there with squirt, but without the calories and without the sugar, so it's pretty good. And then I also got some cream soda and some ginger ale. So, and then, don't have this super often, but lately I've been kind of on a kick where I'm just enjoying beer. So I got some of this stuff here. This is some pretty good, it's an IPA variety pack. And this one has Alphadelic, Citric Mistress, Alpha Centauri, which is, Imperial India Pale Ale. Just a bunch of pale ales and IPAs. I don't know if they're the same thing. Like I said, I don't drink beer a whole lot, but it's just been kind of something I've been enjoying in the evenings lately. I don't know if you guys remember, we'll post the video right here. I tried fermenting cranberries and I waited too long. I left it in the fridge and it was just, I didn't start out with quality cranberries. And so I vowed back then that I was gonna try it again and give it another shot because it was terrible then. I didn't even eat it, I gave it to the chickens. So I got cranberries. These are fresh and I'm gonna do this recipe tomorrow to give it the best possible chance of surviving and making it onto my list of things that I like to make every year. Cranberries. I got 3 packs of cranberries. So I'm betting on it. Like it's gonna be good. All right. Another thing that I like I mentioned earlier, I tend to be, also beets. I got some golden beets. That's gonna go in the sweet and sour ferment. If you haven't checked out that recipe, check it out. It is so delicious. So we're gonna try a variation on that. And it should be coming up in the crock. I still need to get the actual weights to go on top of it. I went all around today, called all around today, could not find it. So I might end up just having to order it on Amazon and wait for it. But we'll see how that goes. Okay, like I mentioned earlier, I tend to be on like the carnivore with ketovore sort of avenue is kind of what just makes me feel best. And I've been doing pretty good on that one lately, so I'm kind of gonna try and stick to it. I'm not totally religious about it, but I picked up some beef jerky just to throw into the pantry. And I got all different kinds. They have, this one, it's a Korean barbecue, and it's a pork jerky. I've never actually had pork jerky. And this one was $12.99. I think, no, it was $11.99. I think it was $11.99 at Costco. And this Oberto, this one also didn't have any nitrites in it. It has some canola oil in it, which I'm not a huge fan of, and it also has yeast extract. It has tamari soy sauce instead of regular soy sauce. I don't know what the difference is. Celery powder, yeah, it has the cultured celery powder. I need to look into what the cultured celery powder is because in the past when I've seen the celery powder in here, I've never seen it as cultured until today. So I'm gonna have to look that up and see what that actually means. If it means anything, I don't know. I'm probably gonna still eat it. And then also just some of this. It was a, just got 2 of them. They're original beef jerkies. And then I also got some sprouted pumpkin seeds. This one was amazing deal. This whole thing, 22 ounces, and this was $5.99. They had it on like one of the sales with the rebates and things like that, so I got that. I got 2 of those. Way cheaper than even Amazon. So, I got some other projects coming up. All right, let's get some of this out of the way. I already opened the box, so it's not gonna be a surprise to me. I ordered it, so it's gonna be a surprise either way, but I'm gonna show you what I got inside this gigantic Amazon box. Okay, so I got 2 of these beef gelatin. I have a lot of, in my past, I used to use a bunch of the collagen powder and put it in coffees and all sorts of things, but I wanted to get the beef gelatin so that I could use it as a thickener and make all kinds of like jellos and, you know, all sorts of different things like that with this, and like gummy bears and just all kinds of projects that I can use with this and just use it to thicken things and whatever it may be. So I'm probably gonna have some sort of a gummy bear type thing coming up here in the pretty near future. And then I also got some agar-agar powder. I don't know how to pronounce that, but I got a 2-pack of these ones, and it came with a little cute little set of measuring spoons, so I thought that was cool. This is kind of like a vegan alternative to the gelatin. It's a thickening agent, and it's used for pretty much anything you would use for gelatin, other than, you know, the gut healing benefits that come with the gelatin. I don't know what benefits these have with it, but it's basically just a vegan thickening. So you can use it to thicken sauces and stews. I think you can even use it to make like gelatin candies and things like that. You could use it for all sorts of things that you would use this for. Then I got a couple of new sweeteners, and I got this one. It's allulose, and that's in one of the recipes for the keto cheesecake, as well as Boca Sweet. This comes from the kombucha squash, which we have a ton of, but this is an extract from it. The only ingredient in it is the extract from the kombucha squash. I guess it has a bunch of like dietary fibers in it that help to counteract the sugar that's in it. So it's supposed to be 0 net carbs. And so this is a new one kind of on the market. I never heard of it. I was introduced to it when she was telling me about the cheesecake. So I had to pick some up. It's on the pricey side. So I'll go ahead and link this one down below too if you're interested in it. I got the 2-pack and it was like $30. So, I mean, there is not cheap, but we'll find out if it's worth it. I'm told it is. I'm told it's like some amazing, awesome, wonderful thing, but I don't know if it is. But I'll let you know. And then I also just got some turmeric powder, just to have turmeric powder because I love turmeric powder and making golden milk and all those sorts of things. I have a video that I made of golden milk and some ginger turmeric tea as well. I'll go ahead and link those videos up there, and I'll also link all these videos down below for you as well. But these are great to have on hand, and it was organic turmeric. It was a good deal. It was like $9.99 I think for a pound, which isn't too bad for organic turmeric. Okay, and then I also got some garbanzo beans. I have some recipes coming up for fermenting these and making soy alternative types of kind of Asian style ferments. You can use this to make like tempeh and a bunch of other stuff, and I have that coming up here hopefully in the very near future. But I also, don't judge me, I got some actual soybeans. These are organic soybeans, and I don't consume soy really much at all. If it's in some ingredients, like it's in some of these beef jerkies, there's some soy sauce and things like that in there. A very, very small amount. I don't consume soy. It's very bad for estrogen in your body, and that's an issue for me, so I try to avoid soy or any kind of estrogen mimicker, and that's what soy is. But here's the thing, if you ferment it properly for long enough, it can override the negative benefits of the estrogen mimicker type stuff. So I'm going to be doing a bunch of projects. I got, how many pounds is this? 5 pounds. So I got 10 pounds. I got 2 of these bags of the organic soy. So I just have a bunch of these I'm going to be playing around with. I'm going to try making some tempeh. That's coming up in the very near future. I'm going to make soy sauce. I'm going to make miso. I might even try making some sake. I don't know how to pronounce it, I'm sorry. But just a variety of different types of Asian ferments. The tofu and the tempeh are pretty short-term ferments, but the other ones like the sake and the sake and the miso and soy sauce, and a lot of those other ones are really long ferments. Like you can ferment it for years. I'm probably going to start at like the 6 month mark. So I'm going to just know I'm going to be starting those recipes, but it's going to be a little while before they actually come out. So be patient with me, because as you know, I like to go start to finish in my videos, you know, start of it, all the instructions right up to the taste test and the final product. So it's going to be a while before those videos come out, but just know that they are coming. All right. So the next thing I haven't actually opened are some fermenting books, fermenting and pickling books, which I'm pretty stoked about. Okay, so this one, which one is this? I found this jerky. All right, so this is the complete book of pickling. And this one it's honestly, it looks like the ball book. Kind of makes me wonder if it is a ball book, but it looks just like the ball book. And Korean barbecue. Are you excited about that? I got that for a treat. You're welcome. All right, so this one looks a lot like the ball recipe, and it's black and white, and it just has pictures in it. But it's supposed to have, I think it was 250 different pickling recipes. And I don't think that there's any fermenting recipes in here. These are mostly just actually like vinegar pickling, I believe. I'll go into more detail, and I'm gonna pour over this week. All these books that I bought, yes, there are all of them, because I got quite a few. So these ones, we're gonna be going over some recipes in these, and I will kind of go over them in future videos and show you how awesome or not these books are. So book reviews are coming up. I'm kind of embarrassed to admit it, but I did not actually own this book. And I'd rented it from the library and just kind of perused over it, and that was pretty much the extent of it. But I finally decided there's so much reference, myself included, to this book that I just had to actually get it. And that is the Noma Guide to Fermentation. This is not a super cheap book. It's not terribly expensive, but it's also not super cheap. So, I just had to get it. So I'm pretty excited about this one. This is kind of like, almost has like a cult following to it with the fermentation, kind of just everything. So the next book that I got it's called DIY Pickling. Includes recipes for sauerkraut, dill pickles, tsukemono, chutney, kimchi, and more. And this is fermented, fresh, and quick pickles. So this one has a variety of different pickling recipes, and it's colored, but there's no pictures, or very few pictures. There's a couple pictures here thrown in, but for the most part, it's just words. It's colorful, and we'll just see how it goes. I'm kind of bummed they didn't put many pictures in there. They totally should. Okay, so the next one is something that I really have not gotten into at all, and that is the art of natural cheese making. And this one I'm pretty excited about. I have not really gotten into making any kind of cheese other than like yogurt cheese or in kefir cheese. That's pretty much the extent of it. But I'm going to be getting into this, and coming up here on the channel, we're going to have some great recipes. All kinds of different unique cheeses, and oh, that looks funky. It's like got like hairs coming off of it almost. Okay, so this book has recipes, and it has pictures, and it just looks really pretty. I hope you can see that. The next book coming up here is Pickling Everything, Foolproof Recipes for Sour, Sweet, Spicy, Savory, Crunchy, Tangy Treats. That is a tongue twister right there. Okay, and this one is pretty similar to the ball looking one. You know, it's got some recipes in it, but it's mostly not, or it has some pictures in it, I mean, but not every recipe has pictures. But this one does actually seem to have a fair amount of them. I haven't actually gone through these books. I've just poured through the books and poured through like the reviews and tried to kind of gauge which ones I'd really enjoy, which ones I was most interested by. And like I said, I'm going to go through all of these, explore them, and then at some point in the sort of near future, I'll give you book reviews on these, as well as we'll do some recipes out of them too. And then, of course, I can't believe I didn't have these next two books either, but I finally broke down and got them, and I'm pretty excited about it. I got Wild Fermentation by Sandor Katz. This one is also right in the beginning when I was first really getting into fermentation. I rented these from the library, but I never actually bought them. I don't know why. I think I got distracted by all the pretty books that I have that I did end up getting. And that this one, you know, oh, I don't remember it having a bunch of pictures. This one, it must be a newer, I got one, must have been a lot older. I could be wrong, but I don't remember it being this colorful and having these pictures, but I could be totally wrong. So, we'll be going over this one again and going into real good detail on that one. And then also, The Art of Fermentation, also by Sandor Katz. And this one, also, I don't remember it having any pictures in it at all. I rented this, had to have been, it was right when I was really starting to get into fermenting, and I don't remember how long ago it was. But, and it was also a library book, so it could have been like a really old version. So I don't know. I don't remember exactly when it was, but it's completely pointless for me to try and remember. So this one, I didn't read it cover to cover, but I do plan on doing that. And this one has all different types of ferments. This one covers everything from like, it has, I think it has Asian ferments in here, and it had like, you know, like tempeh and soy sauce and all of those sorts of things, you know, and sauerkraut and a lot of the science behind it. Got interrupted by a phone call there, but the next ferment that I'm super excited, or the next book that I'm super excited about, is The Koji Alchemy, and it's Rediscovering the Magic of Mold-Based Fermentation. A lot of the recipes in here are the like Asian style ferments, a lot of soy sauce, miso, tempeh, you know, fish sauce, pepper paste, or bean paste, you know, lots of different stuff like that. Things that are really popular in Asian cuisines and stuff that I am really excited to make. I'm not tremendously knowledgeable about these types of Asian ferments. I don't know if you'd really call it ferments if it's a mold based, but I'm gonna find out. I'm gonna dig really deep into this, and then I'm gonna go let you guys know kind of what my takeaway is from it. And we're gonna do a whole bunch, like I said earlier, we're gonna do a whole bunch of these types of recipes. Anyways, I'm gonna show you everything that I can figure out how to learn about this type of fermentation. So anyways, I hope that you guys enjoyed also kind of getting an idea of some of the things and projects that are coming up here, and maybe even give you guys some inspiration of things that you can do, and also kind of giving you an idea of some of the great books that are out there for pickling and fermenting and things like that, and just some awesome cool stuff that we're going to be doing over this next week here while we're kind of holed up at home and just kind of enjoying our ultimate staycation. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope that you guys stay safe and enjoy the rest of this week, and we'll see you next time. Bye.